Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me. Today I will be talking to you about an important topic. It's just called ethical traveling, and I've already documented about this topic on my blog. The link to the blog is in the description box below. But I wanted to also record a video and record a YouTube video for you all so that we can have a discussion on it maybe. Point that I wanted to mention, which is really important. Oh, so by the way, do you know what ethical traveling is, by the way? Because a lot of people surprisingly did not know what ethical traveling means, like traveling with ethics and something like that. So do you guys know what it means? Tell me. Anywho, so if you do not know what ethical traveling is, let's talk about it in detail and let's also exchange ideas and conversations here. So please excuse the noise in the background because there's some construction work going on in my house, so there's going to be a lot of thuds and thubs and whatever. Anyways, so yes, the first point, really important. Thing is that wherever you go, no matter it's domestic travel or it's international travel, you are carrying a culture, you are carrying a persona of your hometown with you. You are an ambassador of the place you're coming from, right? So it's super important, super duper important to actually leave a good impression on the people that you'll be meeting over there. Leave a good impression behind. So I'll be like joining a few points together instead of talking about them in detail and for every one of them. So see, it's really important to be polite, and respectful of the local culture and the local norms. Sometimes some places are very strict about their dressing sense. Some places are very flexible about their dressing sense. You need to understand a certain place's culture before you're going there. You have to understand how they behave, how they eat. They have, like some places or some restaurants have the tipping, you know, ritual while the others don't. So we need to take care of these things. Where we're going, do we need to tip? Do we not need to tip? How do we eat? How do we sit in a public space? How do we dress in a public space? Is it very conservative or is it quite flexible? Again, and be sorry about it. And be polite, especially on public transportations, and be very respectful of the elderlies, of the women and the children. Give them spaces to sit. Don't just keep sitting there. And if you see an old lady hop onto the bus or something, please give them your seat if there is none available. And this shows basic manners, you know. It's like just basic manners that we bring from our home. So it's not just about any other country, it's about you in general, what we're taking to places. So it's just basic manners and we all need to know these things. Anywho, then a very important point is to shop locally. You see, I have this point, I never go to big malls and shop from big malls from anywhere. I do not do that because those places and those people who own those malls and brands are already rich. You're going to further purchase from them and make them more rich. And those people working in those malls are on a fixed salary anyways. So I would rather buy from a local shop. I would rather buy food from a local shop and help inject some money into that person's life, because those are the people who are actually earning on a regular basis and they're actually making their daily earning from these things, from the food stalls and these local shops that they have on the places, on the streets, right? So rather buy locally, buy some local stuff, buy local spices, ingredients, shop locally, eat locally, so that you're actually helping those families to better their economy in some way, instead of you buying from the already rich owners and individuals, right? Okay, so the next point is especially for those people who go on treks and who visit the countryside, or who visit meadows and these kinds of greener areas and greener pastures for their travels, and who are hiking and trekking. Do not spoil the biological life by tramping onto the untreaded paths. There are already trails made to different places, and if there is no trail available, then it's a different thing, and even then please walk in a straight line. Don't crush flowers and insects and small little flying objects under your feet. Don't just try to deliberately create a trail when there's already made one. Okay, so if there's a trail made on the ground, please follow that trail and do not stamp on the nearby growing flowers or on the insects or on the wildlife or whatever there is in a forest, or whatever you come across during a trek. Please don't tramp over it. Okay, it's really not good. Don't step over it, don't trample them, don't crumple these things. They're beautiful flowers, don't crush them. The next point is obviously again very important. Do not pollute the area. So we went to Ratigali Lake and I saw a big heap of kachra, rubbish on the sides, and it was really embarrassing. It was actually very disappointing to see that kachra lying on the sides. So please don't do this. We have beautiful nature, we have beautiful natural landscapes. Don't spoil them by throwing rubbish here and there. Use dustbins. If you don't have dustbins over there, please carry big bags with you. Always carry big polythene bags with you and dump your rubbish and dump your garbage in it and bring it back with you, and then, put it off in a suitable place. That's how actually it should be, right? Um, Again, something very basic that we all should be doing anyways, and not just while traveling. We should be doing this anyways. Also, what you can do is, so while you're at a place, or while you're actually traveling in some at some destination or whatever, what you can do is you could always start an activity with your friends. If you're going with a group of friends, you can voluntarily start an activity of cleaning the place. You can actually create a civic activity out of it, or maybe ask the locals if they would allow you to do it, and all of you people or all of you travelers can actually have a bin bag with you and clean the place around, and just that would become an environmental activity in its own, and that would be very nice actually, and that could actually encourage more people to throw the rubbish at the right place and not on the grounds anywhere. So you can always work voluntarily. You can ask around for any environmental activity that's going on in that place, or you can actually create your own and encourage people. Okay, so the next point is, like, again, a very important one. Whenever you check into a hotel anywhere, like whenever you're traveling and you just check into a hotel, uh, I know it's not your place, it's not your room, and it's not your responsibility to clean it. That's what we all think. But please, when you're leaving the place or when you are checking out, make sure that the bathrooms are not dirty, that the commode is not overflowing, or there isn't water around the room, or that, I mean, at least I'm not asking you to just clean it from scratch or to clean it like spick and span, no, but at least leave it in a good state. You can at least make your bed. You don't have to throw your covers here and there, the pillows here or there. Don't just leave your room in a mess. At least when somebody comes into your room to fix it or to clean it later on, leave it in a good state at least. I mean, what are they going to think about you, right? So please do not dirty your bathrooms. Do not leave paper towels here and there when it's clearly mentioned to not throw the paper towels in the commode and to actually use the bin for these things. But no, people are still going to throw the paper towels out on the floor. They're going to leave the water around the commode seat. They're going to let the water run so much that it probably comes out of the bathroom and into the room. They're going to splash water here and there. They're going to leave their bed unkempt and unmade. So please don't do that. It's really annoying and it's very dirty as well. Fine, you're never going to see that person again, the hotel guy again, and probably it's the one time you're going there. You're never going to be there again. But still, what are they going to say? Oh, so these people, they came from such and such place and they were so dirty. So like, they're going to basically generalize the whole hometown, the whole city, or your country for that matter. Let's say if I go and if I leave my room unkempt and completely dirty behind, they're going to be like, so this Pakistani girl, she came in from this place and she was so dirty. So generally Pakistanis are very dirty people. That's what they're going to say, right? So you don't want them to say that, or you don't want them to remember you in that way. Be pretty sensitive to wildlife around you, and wherever it is mentioned to not disturb the wildlife around you, please don't. Just read the signs and respect the signs and respect those laws. That's a very important thing and a very sensitive thing to do, in fact. Something pertaining to shopping again that I just came across was bargaining. So bargain reasonably. Again, since you're shopping locally, like as I mentioned earlier, we are shopping locally now. But then again, remember that those people are they have to take care of their families, and all they depend on is the daily income from their stalls and kiosks that they put up on the streets, right? So you can bargain, definitely. I'm not asking you to buy something of a horrendous price, which is extremely exorbitant and high, but you can bargain reasonably, but don't bargain too much and don't go extremely low. I mean, would you do that if you had gone to a mall? You wouldn't even think twice before paying a high price for that dress you liked in a branded store. But you're going to bargain and crib like a, I don't know what, when you're buying some things from a street vendor. So please don't bargain too much. I mean, pay the reasonable price that you know, if you're aware of that thing, of that product being available in the market of a certain price, you can bargain to that level, but do not just go on bargaining to a very, very low point. Be reasonable in doing that, okay? So this point is again for people who are like traveling on the roads or who are on a trekking excursion or something of that sort. Don't just be anywhere, please. I know there's a shortage of bathrooms available on the countryside and everything. You can pee behind the rocks and everything, that's fine, but make sure you know where you're doing that, because this happened once that we had gone for a trekking expedition and we did not know that the spot that we had chosen to take a piss was actually someone's, you can say it was like a veranda of their house, and they would sit there in the evening and have a discussion. It was more like a meeting point of those people, and it was made of stone, so we thought it's just a random place. It was a four-cornered spot, so we thought it's good to take a piss over here, but then again we later found out that it was actually somebody's veranda. So do not do that. Make sure you are aware of where you're planning to set up your bathroom. So yes, that's really important. Also, another point that I came across from my own blog, which I keep forgetting, of course, is that do not support beggary. I know there are a lot of people that you'll come across when you're traveling abroad or even in your own country who will ask for money and who'll be like begging around for help and money. But do not support beggary, because this is an issue which is rampant almost everywhere and everyone is trying to get rid of it. Support hard work, support something, but don't support beggary. Okay, so don't encourage it as well. If you don't want to, if you really want to help them in some way, maybe you can help them in a different way, or you can help them through some other organization that is actually taking care of these things, but don't support beggary. Okay, and last but not the least that I want to talk about is do not take photographs of people without their consent. If it's by mistake, that's a different thing, because if you're in a crowded spot and you're taking a picture from up above somewhere and the people are in that picture, that's different. I understand sometimes it's completely unavoidable, but then again, if you're aware of a, another person coming in your frame, then please take their permission before you click a photograph. It's not at all ethical. So these are some of the points that I really wanted to talk about, and I already mentioned them in my blog, and I'll drop the link in the description box below. And if you have something to add to this topic or this heading of ethical traveling, please do let me know. And what are your thoughts on ethical traveling, and how do you practice ethics when you're traveling to different places? Let me know in the comments below. Bye bye. Hope you enjoyed the video.